Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we begin with the storm watch and weather forecast. Let's go to meteorologist Haley Lapointe with a full weather forecast. We have snow moving into New Hampshire.
Introducing the all-new 2019 Subaru Forester. Its driver-focused distraction mitigation system is like having an attentive co-pilot to alert you to distracted driving.
Good evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Haley Lapointe. Here's an update on your snowy forecast. We are tracking a coastal storm that's just about to move in. We'll have snow beginning across especially the southwestern area of the state anytime after 7 p.m., though we're actually starting to see snow a little bit sooner in some of those areas, but the real heavier bands will come in during the overnight from about midnight to 7 a.m. for everybody, and then the snow slowly tapers off. It certainly will be a lot lighter by, say, about 7 a.m., but it'll take its time fully wrapping up, so I expect between about 9 a.m. and noon Monday for the snow to finally be completely done. So what that means is if there's snow falling all through the overnight and during the morning commute, it will mean slow and slick morning commute conditions, and there could even be snow on the roadways during the commute. So do expect a lot of delays. As far as the snow right now, here it is. It's really blossomed into a pretty big storm system down to our south and west here. Lots of snow across Pennsylvania. It's just reaching New York City and even southwestern New England. So it's only a matter of time before it's getting in here. And I do expect by about 9, 10 o'clock tonight that almost everybody should have the snow flying, certainly in southern New Hampshire, and it picks up in intensity. Here's 1 a.m. And whenever you see those darker shades of this blue color, those are the real heavy bands. You can sometimes even get an inch plus per hour in some of those bands. And watch as they overspread into southeastern New Hampshire through the morning hours. And this is about 7 a.m. right during the commute time, so it could be very difficult in areas in southeastern New Hampshire in particular. Then watch, as we get to about 9 a.m., things really start to lighten up, particularly across the western half of the state, and then just that back edge basically moves from west to east from about 9 to noon. And at lunchtime or just thereafter, we'll probably start to see the sun coming out. Here's about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening on Monday, so for the evening commute, much better and much easier for us for travel. The snow is done then. So here's what you can expect in terms of the advisories from the National Weather Service. There actually is a winter storm warning for the 2 southern counties of New Hampshire, so Stratford and into Rockingham, and even eastern Hillsborough County has the warning as well. That's where we expect the heaviest snow, and that goes from Sunday at 8 p.m. until noontime on Monday. Then it's just a winter weather advisory to the north and to the west of there, simply because it's going to be less snow there. So here's what our thinking is for snow totals. So about 3 to 6 inches from Laconia up into about Ossipee, then Concord, Manchester, Keene, Nashua, Portsmouth in the 3 to 6. I will say, though, especially in Portsmouth and across the eastern half of Rockingham County, there could be a couple spot 7-inch readings because of some of those more hefty bands if they do stick around for longer. And then when you get up into Lebanon and just north of the Lakes region into Whitefield and in Berlin, only about 1 to 3 inches of snow, simply because you're farther away from the storm. It is a coastal storm, so the farther away you live from the coast, the less amount of snow generally. For tomorrow, temperatures in the 30s, even a couple spots in southern New Hampshire close to 40. And once the snow moves away in the afternoon, we'll see sunshine. And that's how it will be through much of this week. So our big storm looks like it is overnight tonight and into Monday. Then there's a chance a couple flurries in the afternoon on Tuesday. Otherwise, a lot of sun, but cold. Temperatures in the 20s through midweek. And then tracking the potential for our next storm system with snow and mix sometime next weekend.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Haley Lapointe. Thank you for that. weather forecast, Haley. And we're seeing 21 closings and delays for tomorrow. And if you want to see that complete list, you can just go to WMUR.com, and there is one weather alert as well. And you can see that on WMUR.com. And for a complete weather forecast, you can go on WMUR.com and click on your weather forecast there. Forecasters, sizable snowfall in New Hampshire by Monday. The region escaped what was predicted to be a weakened snowstorm Saturday, receiving only light flurries, but that's unlikely to repeat itself when a second, stronger system follows up behind it, according to weather experts. Forecasters with the National Weather Service in Gray, Maine said while the precise track of the next storm remained subject to change, it's highly likely to deliver enough snow to plow when it arrives tonight. Some models are backing off a bit on how much snow this system will bring in, but we still see this as an event with a high possibility of delivering at least 6 inches of snow to much of the region, National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said Saturday afternoon. By Saturday night, the National Weather Service had reduced the predictions for the Manchester and Concord areas to 3 to 5 inches and raised the possible amount for the Lakes region with a 3 to 7 inch possible in Laconia. Less snow was expected in the White Mountains. This latest storm is a fast-moving one predicted to bring snow, heavy rains, and thunderstorms as it rumbles across the country. Meteorologist Tom from the National Weather Service said some of the energy that will power this system coming out of the Gulf of Mexico had yet to form Saturday. Some models suggest that as it approaches New England, this energy could push some of that snow out to sea, leading forecasters to trim down the snowfall estimates earlier projected had called for between 8 to 10 inches. There's no doubt it's going to cause some hazardous for driving during the Monday morning commute, National Weather Service Tom said. We would fully expect there will be many school delays and some cancellations if the track holds. Snowfall was expected to begin after nightfall today and continue through the early morning hours of Monday. National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said unless the system stalls, the snow could end prior to rush hour on Monday, but travel will remain difficult. The good news is that expect along the coast this snow should be of the dry, easy to plow variety, National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said. After the snow ends in New Hampshire, there will be clearing later Monday, and temperatures are expected to rise into the mid-40s, officials said. Cold air arrives Tuesday through Thursday, bringing in below average temperatures. Officials investigate investigate suspicious death after woman is shot in Manchester. Officials were investigating Sunday after a woman died of an apparent gunshot wound in Manchester. The death has been deemed suspicious. The scene was in the general area of Granite Street near Elm. Senior Assistant Attorney General Peter Hickley told WMUR. The victim has not been identified. An autopsy is set to be performed Monday. Officials said there is no evidence to suggest that there is a threat to the general public. Procession escort fallen Maine firefighter to Old Orchard Beach Funeral Home. He was at the Dover Funeral Home and now he got moved to the Old Orchard Beach Funeral Home. A procession of first responders escorted the body of fallen firefighter Captain Joel Burns to a funeral home in Old Orchard Beach on Sunday. Burns, 32, died battling an apartment fire in Berwick, Maine on Friday. The procession stopped at the Berwick Fire Department where Burns served for more than 2 years. Burns's father said Saturday that a firefighter told him Burns saved his life during the fire by shielding him from the flames. His father says Burns always wanted to be a firefighter. An investigation continues to determine what caused the fire. The fire was reported in a 6-unit apartment building at 10 Bell Street at about 11 a.m. Friday. 4 other firefighters who were injured were treated and released from Wentworth Douglas Hospital in Dover, New Hampshire. Funeral arrangements are expected to be announced this week. Burns was a paramedic and served as a Berwick Fire and Rescue Training Officer and Emergency Medical Service Coordinator, according to his family. He also served for several other Maine departments, including one in Old Orchard Beach, South Berwick, and York. Burns joined the Berwick Department in 2016. He was also a pre-dime firefighter in action. An initial finding indicates that Burns was leading another firefighter in an interior attack of the fire when conditions suddenly worsened. Captain Burns died a hero battling a large and dangerous building fire. He made the ultimate sacrifice for his community, Berwick Fire Chief said on Saturday. Firefighters run toward danger and into places that everyone else is running away from, Berwick town manager said. Captain Burns lost his life saving others while we honor him. We are stuck with a profound sense of grief today. On behalf of the entire Berwick community, I wish to thank everyone for their offers of support and expressions of condolences. It's with heavy heart that I start this information to you with the announcement that this afternoon at this fire we lost a firefighter in the firefight. Maine State Fire Marshal Joe Thomas said Captain Jill Burns of the Berwick Fire Department succumbed to his injuries that were received in the fighting of this fire. Burns's family asked that any donations in his name be made to the Berwick Volunteer Firefighter Association, CO Kennebunk Savings Bank, 2 School Street, Berwick, Maine, 03901. "29 deported parents return to U.S. hope to reunite with their separated children." One father says he signed a contract in English, though he only speaks Spanish. At a San Antonio airport one day last May, Jews, an immigrant from Honduras, waited for his 6-year-old son, from whom he had been separated days earlier when the pair was approached by U.S. Custom, Border and Protection agents after crossing the Rio Grande. Let's listen to some of this video from ABC News.
Listerine-ready tabs aren't gum, mints, or marbles. If you guessed they're tabs that turn into liquid as you chew, so you can swish and clean your whole mouth instantly, then you were correct. And that was a really good guess. Nice job.
And there you go on that video. And new season of American Idol starts tonight on ABC. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Sandy Kenyon speaks to American Idol host. Take a listen to the video.
Well, this Sunday, a new journey begins for a group of aspiring singers hoping to make their music dreams come true. American Idol returns for its second season on ABC. Entertainer reporter Sandy Kenyon sat down with the judges, Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, and Luke Bryan, to find out what we can expect from this year's talent.
Long before the latest promos started airing for the new season, American Idol judges Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan, and Katy Perry met with me in Chelsea early in their search.
We heard one girl that, didn't even believe she could be an artist, and she wanted to be...
wrote, I'm hiding her name. Katie wrote winner.
Those who came to perform really didn't seem to mind waiting in the cold to try for a chance at getting that golden ticket, which means they'll be going to Hollywood.
I'm going to impress these judges. Easily.
I was going to be myself the whole time. I was going to be myself.
Looking to head to Hollywood by staying true to where they come from.
There's definitely some attitude. There's some people from Brooklyn. You know, they really are representing from Jersey.
I know.
There's a lot of thick accents. We're actually having to ask some people to take the marbles out of their mouth.
I mean, it can just totally add new dynamics to the show, and we love that in every city. We want to feel the flavor of the city.
The judges have said the level of musicianship was high during the show's first season on ABC, but Lionel Richie told me it's up a notch, maybe 2 notches from last year.
At 15, 16, 17 years old, give me a break. I was nowhere near their guts. But they walk out here like they own the place.
Okay, and there you go on that video. And it starts tonight on ABC. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.